And today I bring to you the bubbly little sister of the Autobots, who also packs a big punch since she is noted as being quite the sharpshooter. Of course, I'm talking about none other than one of the members of the Autobot resistance on Cybertron, that being Deluxe Class Power of the Primes Wave 2 Moonracer. And I think she looks fantastic. I think that she looks glorious, and we're going to cover everything to do with her in the latest GotBot True review. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share, and of course, I'm going to say subscribe. Why not? Check me out everywhere. Have a look at Machinery of Man, the Everything Factor, and this is Moonracer. And I think that some people might overlook her, especially because she's short-packed. But I really wouldn't, because she's kind of fun. Granted, you either have her back section sort of with wings in this. I see it as like the cape of a jacket, or you put it all back and you have this enormous backpack. That's up to you how you do it, really. I like it this way. She has excellent articulation. She even has like a double waist, which we'll see in a little bit. Beautiful face sculpt. Great paint apps, kind of everywhere. There's not a lot here not to like. She even makes a good arm and a good leg if you're into robots combining that never really combined before. But anyway, enough of me kind of gushing over her. Let's take a look at her closely when we head over to the table. And I've got to say that I think I'm really a fan of the newest member of the Autobot female resistance. Moonracer was one that I didn't really see coming, sort of came in a left field, but you know, I think she's pretty cool. Now, for those of you unaware, that Autobot resistance was led by Elita 1 and was made up of Chromia, Firestar, Greenlight, Lancer, Moonracer, and in some continuities, RC. We have an RC and an Elita 1 now. We have a Chromia, though I tend to use the Transformers Prime RC as my Chromia. And we now have Moonracer. And of course Firestar, or Nova Star if you will, is coming. Kind of leaves Greenlight and Lancer. We'll see if we ever get those, but for now I kind of dig what we have here as a representation of Moonracer. And I don't think that she's ever had a representation before, so that makes it all the kind of more overdue and better, at least in my opinion. Actually, I'm incorrect. There was an earlier version of her offered at BotCon 2005. I think that was like a reuse of the kind of motorcycle Chromia. She turns into a Cybertronian car. She turns into that here. It looks sort of different, but hey, Cybertronian is sort of weird anyway. Without any further ado, let's look at the box, her accessories, and then get into the figure. We have your typical box here with the art up here, her alt mode down here. And on the back, of course, you can see the integration of her Prime Master, armor, Prime Armor, whatever it's called, the product shots, and of course the little one-line bio up top. But of course that's not all she comes with. We have the ever-popular collector card. And this one is for Nexus Moonracer. And it grants combiner minds with a sniper's concentration, because apparently Moonracer is a sharpshooter, and it's nice that they're kind of giving a nod to that. She has white and teal Prime Armor, and of course you see the space there where you could put a Titan Master or a Prime Master, or this little blue thing, which can also serve as like something she can hold in her hand. But I mean, we've seen these on 100 times now. Well, maybe not 100, but enough that we all know how these work. And she comes with one of the most beautifully sculpted blasters I've seen in a long time. It's cast in this black, but it looks fantastic. I absolutely dig it. And here she is again in all of her white, teal, and lavender glory. The little blaster, of course, it can go, though it's a snug fit, it can go in her hand, or if you are so inclined, you can place it here on her arm. Or if you are so inclined, and this is where things start to get a little bit interesting with her, you will notice that right now I have these pieces out and I have this kind of flap on the back. That's the way she came out of package. But by rights, these pieces are supposed to go back. This piece is supposed to flip up. And then we have another slot in right there, where, actually I'm going to put it up this way for now, where you can put it facing that way, or of course facing down. She has an enormous backpack here. And her prime armor, it can go attached on the front. She has a little slot over on this side and a little rectangular slot over on that side. There are little pegs on the thumbs, and the little pegs on the thumbs allow this to go slotted into position. And after some fiddling, I did get the thumbs locked in on the side. It was a little challenging to do it just with the distance from the figure that I am here, but it's not hard to get it in. Of course, now it looks like she's going to have a bambino. It also gives her a huge front pack. Is that a thing? And a huge backpack, and kind of skinny legs at this point. But if you're anything like me, you don't really plan to kind of use that anyway, and you have options for the backpack. Of course, you can leave it like this, and front on, it looks, I mean, it's a great silhouette for the robot front on. Does make her back heavy and makes standing a little more of a chore. Or the second option is you can leave that up and bring the wing pieces out. Or you can keep those pushed back, flip this piece down, and still have the wing pieces back, but now she has that kind of coattails section hanging down. Or you can do like me and really kind of just keep her as she comes out of package. And keep her like that. The blaster can still go stored down underneath, but I think it just looks a little bit better without having the bigger backpack. Okay, so paint apps. These white sections here, they're completely painted. We have paint on the face, on the upper chest. These white sections here are painted. It's teal plastic that's been painted. I think it's paint on the side of the abdomen, both white and lavender. We have the lavender down here. We have white paint on her feet. There's a lot on it here. The thighs and the hands are molded in white plastic, and the thighs and the knees, I don't know what the plastic is they use. It feels good, but it feels more satin. It's a little bit different than what I'm used to, but I absolutely dig it. That being said, really, she should just be a mix of the teal and white. We shouldn't have any of the lavender, so that's a little inaccurate. More specifically, down on her legs where the lavender is, that should pretty much be white. And on her abdomen section where the lavender is, should still be green. That being said, I think that the lavender is a nice way to break up the monotony of just the teal and the white, so I'm going to say that I like it. I toyed with the idea of painting those sections white, but I figured the figure would look more boring, so I'm going to leave it. It's nice. If you know the character of Moonracer, this is a pretty great job, actually, in terms of representation of the character, and I'm going to give her, for paint apps, a solid 8.5. I think it's pretty great. I really do. I absolutely like it. What about the articulation? Well, she actually makes a decent arm. She makes a great leg. And she rolls nice in vehicle mode. In this mode, robot mode, we have her head that can go left and right. It can look up and down a little bit. The arms they can't really go all the way around because of like all of the chunkiness back here, but I mean, they could if they had, there, if you move the arm out, it can. We have an elbow to 90 degrees. We have not a dedicated bicep swivel, but it's on a ball joint, so that's how we get the bicep swivel. We have wrists that can go in because of transformation, but hey, it's there. The arms can go well out to the side, no problem. Getting that out of the way. She can do the splits pretty much all the way. The legs can go well forward. Depending on what you have done with this backpack, they can go well back. We have a thigh swivel. I think it's up on this like ball hinge at the hip. I think it's around that. That's what it seems to be. We have a knee here, but we also have a double knee. So I think that's really cool. We have very slight ankle tilt. Very, very slight ankle tilt, but still it's there. We have, here's the coolest part I think. We have a waist rotation. And you might think to yourself, oh no, if we bring this piece down, then we're going to lose the waist rotation. No, we don't, because the entire waist and that piece is meant to rotate anyway. So while kind of her pelvis and hips rotate, even if we take that down above the actual waist, we have another rotation. So it's kind of like she has double waist rotation. Either way, she can rotate at the waist, and I think that's fantastic. The articulation is really second to none. I'm going to say that her articulation is easily 9.5. I think it's pretty much near perfect articulation, even with the kibble, which is the other thing that absolutely shocks me. So we have an 8.5, we have a 9.5. So far she's getting a 9. Here she is with, just for size comparison, here she is with Blackwing, her mold, or not mold, wave mate. She's about the same height, a little slighter, but I think a lot of her bulk is taken up with that backpack. And for anybody who doesn't have him yet, but does have, for example, Dreadwind, there you go. You can see how they match up, and I think it's pretty good. I think it's a good scale. Okay, so the conversion. Like I said, we will go to arm mode, then we'll go to leg mode and vehicle. So first thing to do is remove that and put her legs, oh sorry, not put her legs together, fold up the feet. And when you fold up the feet, there's a little tab in here on the green. It goes between two pieces of the translucent blue plastic. That makes me a little uncomfortable, just because translucent plastic always makes me a little uncomfortable. Fold the feet up and put the legs together. They should tab together. If you have everything done right, there you go, they should tab together nicely. Take the backpack, if you had it left down like I did, and bring that up. Oh, sorry, don't bring it up yet. Actually, leave it down, my mistake. Take the combiner peg and bring it out. Take the backpack section, and you're going to want to, if I can do this, rotate it to the front. Can I rotate it to the front? Yet. And on mine, for some reason, there's only one way to rotate this to the front. Like, if you have it around this way, you can't rotate it out this way. It like kind of bars up solid. You have to rotate it out this way. It's weird, but whatever. So take that out, then take the lower hips and rotate them. I'm going to say this way so that you get the double elbow. Then you want to pull out the front of the body and rotate the whole thing up and in. Close it up so that her head is hidden. Bring the arms up over her head, and we'll say kind of bend them at the elbow. fold this white piece out, fold this white piece out, then angle the arms, and there's a little green tab there. You tab it in to the white section right here. Fold in the fist. If you didn't see it very well there, I'll show it again here. We have a little green tab right here. It goes into a little white section up right here. Right there. Fold in the fist. And fold up this piece. There you go. There's your arm. If you want, you can take the hand piece here and put it in, and you know, basically there you go. That's what you have for an arm. And again, as with all of these, you have the shoulder hinge, you have the hips, her hips being the waist root or the bicep swivel. We have the double jointed elbow bend. It's a fine arm and everything stays together pretty nicely on her. I dig it. I really do dig it. I like how it turned out. Okay, so what about her as a leg? Well, we pop this out. Assuming I can get this out. There you go. We pop that out. Now we're going to do her as a leg. We bring that all the way up. We have her legs straightened up again, and now we need to fold these up. Again, keep them together. And this is where the double knee hinge comes into play. So we fold that up, we come here and we take out that little port peg thing there. That's what we had put her blaster in earlier for storage. We bring this down and around, and then we would put a foot in here. And it's, you know, we have some stuff on the back of the leg there, but it's down low, so it wouldn't really hurt or hinder anything. We would put a foot on her here, and, you know, that would be her knee. It's pretty solid. It's good. I totally dig it. What about making her into a vehicle? Easy from here. Real easy from here. Pick that up. Take this piece, push it back in, bring it down. Fold the knees forward again. Bring all of that together. And then you have this option for her vehicle mode. That works. You could certainly do that. It's not what you're supposed to do, but you can do that. By the way, here we'll put the combiner peg down there. You could do this. I think that works all right. What you're supposed to do, however, is unpeg this, bring it completely down over, and now using that same peg again, it goes into a section here at the back of the wheel well. Keep the fist up there, same thing here, unpeg it, bring it down, in right there. And you could again have it like this, which I think also looks cool. The intention is that you use the prime armor here on the back of the vehicle and place it there in that slot like that, or I guess you could straighten it up like that. You know, it's sort of up to you. It's supposed to sort of fill in the back here. Okay, I guess that's all right. It's not what I do. Again, I'm not going to use that because I'm not going to combine her, but what I do is kind of give her an antenna. I still use this, but this is where I place her blaster and have that back straight. So now she can get all of the radio stations. Of course, if you don't want this back here and you want to use the prime armor, you still have a space here and here where you can put her blaster. But I think this looks cool. It's long and sort of sleek. It's a different vehicle mode. It's definitely Cybertronian. It's not like her traditional vehicle mode, which I would probably say is a little bit closer to Hot Rod-esque. But I like it. I really dig it. I think it's cool and it rolls great. She's short packed, which is unfortunate. But I really think that she's worth checking out, nabbing, picking up, because she looks really nice and she's just plain fun. Transformation, 10. She was already a 9. She's a solid 9.5. I think it's a great figure. It's interesting, but not overly complicated. Like I said, it's just plain fun. And here we are again, and hopefully you see what I mean by how versatile she actually is. I think that that's great. It's wonderful that we're getting updates, proper updates to these characters. I can't even call it updates, because in her case, she had that BotCon version. But I mean, that wasn't exactly widespread retail release. Yes, we are missing a few from that unit, and that's a little bit unfortunate, but this is one of those cases where I think she's so fun and so versatile that when we get the sort of reuse of this mold as Nova Star, or Firestar if you will, I'm kind of looking forward to it. I think it's fun. I think it is great as limbs. It's a fun alt mode, interesting transformation. You can get so many cool dynamic poses with her. There's really not a lot here that I can complain about. Yes, perhaps it would have been nice if this section could fold in, or if this section on her arm could fold. Maybe. But I feel like those are very minor gripes for everything that she does right. I wouldn't arbitrarily look her over because she's more of a minor character. If you're into cool transforming robots, she's a good one to get. I think that most people that have her would probably agree and probably do enjoy her. I know I certainly do. Anyway, let me know what you think about Moonracer. You know I always love to hear what you guys have to say. Again, I'm going to say, please take a second and subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you have, then hey, thanks. I beyond appreciate having you here all the time. And that's about it. I thank you for giving me some of your very valuable time, and I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit right here inside the videos.